the great American playwright Arthur Miller once said, "A good newspaper is a nation talking to itself." Close your eyes for just a second. Imagine waking up tomorrow morning in total silence. No notification, no buzzing, but more importantly, no record. Imagine waking up tomorrow morning in total silence. A world where history is written in disappearing stories and 240-character runs. A world where if it didn't happen on the screen, it didn't happen at all. Now, open your eyes. On your doorstep sits a physical, ink-stained stack of paper, a permanent receipt of yesterday's truth. Honorable judges, respected teachers, and my dear friends, today I want to talk about a piece of paper that is more powerful than a superhero, but often treated like a flimsy superhero costume on a windy day, the newspaper. I've always found it interesting that the word news is often used to stand for the 4 directions: north, east, west, and south. But to me, it's much more than that. I see it as notable events, weather, and sports, all packaged together in a single paper, a daily compass of what's happening in our community and the wider world. At its core, a newspaper serves as the ultimate gossip column for the entire world, but with much better fact-checking, usually. It's where you get your daily dose of the world's most significant events, all packaged together without a single sponsored ad for things we definitely don't need. You get to know who won the cricket match or what the politicians are arguing about, which is usually funnier than any comedy show, and why your favorite celebrity is wearing that bizarre outfit. While we might get our daily dose of news from 50 different apps, a newspaper still offers that satisfying thwack when you open it, announcing, "Behold, the world's events delivered to your doorstep, conveniently folded." Unlike my laundry, the history of newspaper in India is not just about reporting. It's a story of revolution and change. While today, we are glued to our phones, arguing with strangers about random memes, our ancestors were using the newspaper to argue with an entire colonial empire. The first one, Hickey's Bengal Gazette, wasn't just a paper. It was truly a defiant voice. It was a symbol of resistance and spokesperson of our national leaders, proving you can't censor the truth. Other newspapers like the Tribune and the Kesari became the real social media of the independence movement, mobilizing a nation and proving that words could be more powerful than weapons. Truly, newspapers did not just report the freedom struggle, they led it. Even after independence, the media has consistently acted as a powerful voice for change. They have brought to the forefront topics that were contentious, but required public debate to resolve. From political scandals to social injustices, they played a vital role in spreading public awareness of deep-rooted social ills like child marriage, untouchability, and the sati right. Let's not ignore the rise of electronic media. We've become accustomed to having everything served to us on a platter. Our generation is abandoning the habit of reading newspapers, believing we already know everything from our social media feeds. Social media gives us a headline and a comment section full of chaos. But a newspaper gives us a full story with context, analysis, and most importantly, credibility. In fact, less than 20% of the people say they completely trust news from social media platforms, highlighting the danger of confusing speed with reliability. In conclusion, a newspaper is not just an ink on paper. It is a testament to a profound idea that a well-informed citizen is the very foundation of a thriving democracy. Remember that silent, recordless world we imagined at the start? We prevent that world every time we choose a permanent record over a disappearing feed. We ensure that when the nation talks to itself, is recorded in ink and not just lost in the cloud. So let's keep the story going, because a world without it is just a social media feed with no captions and even less truth. Thank you very much.